Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blue Clouds Media. My name is Nate Zion. Greetings to everyone, wherever you are across the globe, Asia, African. If in Africa, East Africa, wherever you found yourselves, South America, Middle East, wherever. Greetings to you from the channel. My name is Nate Zion again, one more time, and we have a lot of news for you to talk about. We got Manchester United news, we got Chelsea news, and then also we're gonna go through the game yesterday as Chelsea find themselves third in the 10th position on the Premier League log. And then you know the reason why I started this uh presentation this way is yesterday we did not see, we went to bed nicely, wake up and find out that another legend has fallen after the death of Pele, who, is the god of football. Another legend has fallen who also is being can be classified as the god of Chelsea, Gianluca Vialli. Gianluca Vialli, who was the first ever Italian to coach in the Premier League. Also won trophy with Chelsea, but then couldn't. I'm not sure if he won anything. I mean, as a coach, but then he won a lot for the football club. And we're here again. We asked lots of big media outlets have also sent their tribute to the legend. As we all know, he fought cancer. He fought cancer for quite a long time. Even we saw him with Italy in the Euros. He was still not the strongest man. But then he told people he doesn't want to classify it as struggling. But then he fought it. He fought it. Football, it's a game of entertainment, and that's what he was meant for. He played football all his life, coach, and then even managed the Azuris under Roberto Mancini for the Italian national team to be able to win the last Euros, which they met England at the finals. But we want to say, may his soul rest in peace. He has been a very good servant to the Chelsea Football Club. There's so many statements that he made that this is a club that he loves. This is a club that he cherished, and he was always, and even as he died, he was still a season ticket holder. Even when he retired from football, he was still a season ticket holder at Stamford Bridge. What a legend! What a legend he is. And a lot of football fans those that are very close to him knows him that much, and they know how valuable he is with the football club. So I want to say, may he so rest in peace. A legend has fallen. Blues are uh, in tears, and I saw footage from the ground before the players started the warm up and training session. They have to go through a minute of silence to recognize even show some respect to the legend Gianluca Vialli. May so rest in peace. Yeah, welcome back to the news today. My name is Nate Zion again, and welcome back to welcome everyone that is in the chat with us, that is listening. We hope that we can have Bobby join us later on. Another man with so much reputation. He knows Chelsea in and out. If he's able to join us, he can tell us much more about the reign of Gianluca Viella with Chelsea Football Club, and when he was being replaced with, I think, the thinker man, Claudio Ranieri. He can give us a little bit history on that if he is able to join us. If it's not, then we can move on. So big up to you, big up to everyone, and shout out to everyone that is joining us. Kim P also said, Ni Zion, only latest in Manchester United. I know when Kim P joined us, he wants the latest on Manchester United. The latest that I have for you is Manchester United yesterday, as we discussed the coming in of a new goalkeeper recall from Newcastle United. It has been done. And also, there is another news on Joao Felix. We will get into that later on. And also, Axel Disasi is his name, to Manchester United. Another news. So, yes, there is more news to talk about in regards to Manchester United. So, let me give you guys the table of content today and what we will be talking about. We will be talking about the injury news and update on Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea at the 10th position. It's never likely to see Chelsea at the 10th position. We've been there before. We've been in the 8th position before. But how can Chelsea find themselves back? There should be an emergency signing, not a quick fix, but something that can also last long for the football club. The gap at the top four Premier League, we were talking about it, and transfer news. Like I said, we have a lot of transfer news for you. I know Herbert is there. Herbert, in a minute, I'll get you in. We have a lot of transfer news here at this moment. We have lots of transfer news in at the moment. We have Neymar Jr. out for sale. Neymar is out for sale. Modric to Chelsea. There is an update on Modric to Chelsea. Joao Felix to Manchester United. Axel, like I said, Axel Disasi to Manchester United. Firmino to Barca. Link is there. There is a link there for Firmino to join Barcelona. He hasn't, with some injury issues and stuff like that. So Firmino is trying to turn his way to Barcelona. Ibrahima Kanate to Real Madrid. Ibrahima to Kanate. There is a link there. We'll also get into it. Benfica coach Roger also on Enzo Fernandez. As they said, Chelsea pay the 120 or they don't. He's not going to give nothing out for free. But we'll see how we'll give you. Always stay tuned and we'll give you the update on the Enzo Fernandez deals. We got 14 of us watching. Do not hesitate. Like the video, put a like on the video. We have only 4 likes. Please put a like on the video. Do not forget, once you come in, make sure you give me the like. That's the only Christmas present you can give me. So I think that these are the things that we're going to talk about here today. Welcome to the stream. Like I said, Ryan, good morning, and how are you doing today?
Hey Nazan, good morning. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Morning, and good morning over here. Good morning over here, but good afternoon in where you are. I forgot to say that. So good afternoon to wherever you are. Before Ryan coming back again, let me finish this real quick. I'm sorry, guys. Let me acknowledge the viewers and then the cherished people that always get engaged in the comments. Nice intro this morning, my brother. You look fabulous today. There are too many losers. Unfortunately, I'm joining you from work again today, but I'm glad to see you. I'm very happy. I'm always glad to see you. I want to love you. You're such a wonderful person and a very kind woman. And I hope that I always wish your family the best. Also, thank you very much for where you are. And I hope you're enjoying your new year. Um, Need Zion, any latest Manchester United news? Yes, I've already said we got latest Manchester United news. Today, I got notification watching from Pakistan. Hope you are well, brother. Shout out to all Pakistanis. Oh, everyone there. Shout out to everyone. We wish you the best. And thank you, Dinesh, for always tuning in. I'm glad you got notification today. YouTube sometimes messes these small channels up sometimes, but we hope that they will acknowledge the good work we're doing and also help the channel grow. So thank you, everyone that is here. Please, that is the only way this channel can grow and get bigger. We are over 1,600, getting close to 2,000. We will achieve that aim by February, end of February. So, guys, let's keep doing it. Let's keep sharing the videos to every platform: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. Let's share the videos so the channel can grow. We can have more viewers across the globe. We have people from US, England, a lot of people from Pakistan, Africa, everywhere. Let me know where you're watching us from, if but should in case you get across this video. So let me welcome my brother again, Ryan. You're welcome back to the stream, and good afternoon.
Yep. Hi.
Hi, welcome back to the stream again, Ryan. Sorry
Thank you.
for interrupting you when you're about to talk.
No problem.
Yeah, if you want me, I can go ahead and give you the table of content today's stuff that we're gonna talk about. So, I mean, I thought you already have it. I sent that in the group chat, so you should know have some of it. But I can start all over again. Those that are joining very late. I said that we're gonna go through the injury news and updates on Chelsea. Chelsea at the 10th position. Neymar Jr. for sale. Modric to Chelsea. Mikael Modric to Chelsea, Joao Felix to Manchester United, Axel Disasi to Manchester United, Firmino to Barcelona, Ibrahim Konate to Real Madrid, Benfica. Coach Roger also said something on Enzo Fernandez. We have it there. So, like I said, we also have Manchester United news. So, Kane, watch out. We'll get into that news. Herbert is here with you. He can elaborate more on it because he is in and out of Manchester United. He's a great Manchester United fan, and he has all the tips with him. So, like I said, here we go. We have, like I said, beginning. We went to bed nice. Everybody had a nice sleep. We wake up this morning and met the bad news. We saw legendary Pele pass away, and now it is the fall of one legend from the Chelsea family, Gianluca Vialli. So, Herbert, I'm not so sure. Herbert or Ryan, I'm not so sure if you guys have any memory or any idea of who Gianluca Vialli is. Probably you can even say much about his work with Italian national team, winning the Euros when they met England. So, Ryan.
Yeah, Vialli was a Chelsea legend, and he had a very successful footballing career. He played for Sampdoria, Juventus, Chelsea, and of course, as you mentioned, he did some very good work with the Italian national team. Especially, we remember them winning the Euros, and what stands in my mind is that image of him and uh, Roberto Mancini after Italy beat England in the penalty shootout at Wembley, celebrating on the pitch. And this is really sad news. He's only 58 years young to die of cancer, and yeah, the entire football world is mourning the loss of a legendary player. I was speaking to one of my friends earlier today, who is a Chelsea fan. He's in his mid 20s, and he said his first ever Chelsea game he ever watched on the TV, Gianluca Vialli was playing, and so that just goes to show he spans different generations, not just um, the football fans from 20, 30 years ago, but even more recently as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ryan. Thank you for giving us the insight of Gianluca Vialli. I watched Gianluca Vialli played for a little bit back in the days in 1998. Um, I think uh, I think 98, 97. I watched sports highlights back when I was very young. At that time, I was watching Zola also. So yeah, I watched him play for quite a bit before he retired. And also Gianluca Vialli, like Herbert said, you know, Herbert said he doesn't really know much about him, but he is the first Italian coach that ever coached in the Premier League. First Italian coach. He won a lot under Chelsea when he was a player, and also I'm not sure he won anything as a coach, but then he was being replaced by Claudio Ranieri, the Tinkerman. So yes, the first ever Italian coach to coach in the Premier League was Gianluca Vialli. If my memory can set me right. Herbert said Chelsea hijacking Modric. I don't understand their transfer strategy. Well, we don't know. We don't know what Torboli is doing anytime he grabs a paper. I don't know what he's doing with Christopher Vivel. I don't much remember of him, but I know he was one of the great first foreign strikers to do well in the Premier League. Absolutely, that is right. Gunnar said, "Big up, guys, listening at work." Oh wow, today not in the gym. I'm glad you're not in the gym this time, but you're at work. But I shout out to you. And also, Gunnar, don't forget to share our link for us so we can keep growing. You know how we're doing right now. We are over 1,000, 1,600. So 1,600, over, getting close to 2K. So we can do it all ourselves without you, the viewers. So thank you, all the cherished viewers. Gunnar said, RP, he was a fantastic player and a person, very, very kind person. People will say it's a very, very kind person. I don't think Potter even wants Enzo. It's just Chelsea buying big name. Well, in every team has to have a Marquio signing. You can't just buy an average player and bring it in and thinking you can sell jerseys and all that kind of stuff. As soon as Enzo gets in, everyone wants to get Enzo's jersey. Shevchenko got to Chelsea and everyone was buying Andrew Shevchenko's jersey. So any top player that makes it in, Koulibaly, they've sold Koulibaly, lots of Koulibaly jersey. Africans bought them a lot. I bought Rhys James because Rhys James becomes a first team player. So there's always a motivation to see top players signing or good players signing for the club. People want to have their jerseys and paraphernalias on these players. So there's always something that is attached to it. So Ryan, I'm not sure if you want to attach anything more to the loss of the Chelsea legend. If not, then we can move on to something else.
No, listen, it was very extremely sad news to lose Gianluca Vialli, who's, as I mentioned, a legend of the Premier League, a legend for Chelsea. He had a very successful career. You know,
Yeah,
he won all the big titles: the Champions League, the UEFA Cup, Serie A, um, and I even remember he when he left Sampdoria to move to Juventus. You know, at the time that was a world record transfer fee,
yeah,
£12 million, which seems, you know,
12 million. Yeah,
uh, such a small amount, but just the fact that he went for a world transfer fee tells you the pedigree and the quality of a player he was. And I don't know him personally, but everything I read about him, you know, they say he's such a nice, humble, kind man. So it's a massive loss.
absolutely. He was a very, very good player. He was just successful in the Premier League. So here we are. We mourn a legend, another legend. I'm not sure this year should be so many falling of legends. I'm not so sure. I mean, every year and what it brings to us, but this year we shouldn't start this year and end this year with big personalities going away from us. I know they've joined a different world, but then it's hard to take. We start because he was too young. He was way too young in his 50s, way too young to die that early. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the latest news as we will be talking about Chelsea's loss against Manchester City. Means they are in the 10th position in the Premier League, points in the table, behind Manchester United, Newcastle, and then all these teams. Chelsea are 19 points behind the top spot, which is held by Arsenal. Arsenal. Yeah, everybody wants to beat Arsenal. Injury updates, Sterling and Pulisic. We'll be talking about what just happened, Ryan. How did you see the entire game, the first half and then the second half? To me, I was thinking that Chelsea were able, either Manchester City were very poor in the first half, or either Grant Potter tactics was working very well in the first half, and then after the second half, Potter did not understand the changes, the tactics of Pep Guardiola, and could not stop him for the whole 45 minutes because right after they got back from the second half, it was Manchester City everywhere. What do you make of the whole 90 minutes?
Yeah, I can understand there will be a lot of frustration from Chelsea fans. You know, it's another loss. Chelsea are on a terrible um, run of results right now. I think they've only won something like 3 games out of their last 12. They're 10th in the Premier League. The one thing I said even before the game kicked off, I wanted to see from Chelsea players was character and hard work. And
Yeah,
I have to admit, I think I saw both those qualities. You know, it was a very flat first half, I felt, from both teams, but Chelsea were probably edged it and had the better chances and were the better team. They were definitely frustrating Man City, and you could see Guardiola was getting nervous and pensive on the touchline. Um, it's just rotten luck, you know. We know how long Chelsea's injury list is, and then after 20 minutes they lose Pulisic and Sterling. So when luck's going against you, it just compounds. It gets worse and worse, and that's what's happened, unfortunately, to Chelsea this season. Um, the second half, they didn't really get out the blocks. Chelsea and Man City upped their energy and intensity, and um, the unfortunate aspect for Chelsea is Man City dominated that first 15, 20 minutes after half time, and they managed to score as well during that period. If they hadn't managed to score and Chelsea had ridden that phase, that wave of City pressure, then I think they could have actually got a result out of it. It's just, yeah, it was a very simple goal that they conceded. Just a blind cross from Grealish out wide. Kepa should have saved it. I don't know what on earth he's thinking, letting that go across the goal the way he did when he easily was within reach, the ball for him to save. And then, yeah, once Man City got their noses in front, you felt it was going to be very, very difficult. It was going to be a tall order and a big ask for Chelsea to score. Having said that, and I mentioned this to Stephen after the game, we both discussed it. And I think I mentioned it to you in the chat as well that Chelsea youngsters really acquitted themselves well yesterday. Lewis Hall, Amari Hutchinson, um, who else was there, Nazime?
We have
Lewis Hall,
Mario
Amari
Hutchison. We have
Hutchinson,
Chukwemeka. We have Chukwemeka in there.
Chukwemeka,
Great game and
Zakaria,
very,
although
very
he's
great
not
in Zakaria.
a youngster, but he was
Yeah.
outstanding, I thought. At times he was making De Bruyne and Gundogan look silly, look foolish. So big kudos to him. So there are a lot of positives, I feel, actually. You know, you have to separate the two things. First thing is the result, which is bad, and Chelsea are losing so many games. They're 10th in the league. But the performance wise, it was not that bad, really. And this is coming from a Liverpool fan. I thought Chelsea showed strong glimpses. And, look at how well these youth academy players played. Imagine when Chelsea have all their injured players back and full strength. Imagine how well they can play. So I don't think there's
Yeah.
any need for alarm bells and panic or calling for Potter to get sacked. I think it just requires patience. If the fan base just has to accept this as a transitionary season, you probably won't get the top four. But there's a lot to be optimistic about, I feel.
Yeah, I saw, like you just said, thank you very much, Mr. Ryan, for the inside analysis of yesterday's game. From what I saw lots of positives in the game that was being played at Stamford Bridge. I saw lots of positive that with time given to Potter, yes, this team can get to a different level. We saw young players. I don't want to forget what I'm saying, but before I move on, let me acknowledge friends that are joining us. I like to do this, although it's not healthy, it makes me forget what I'm trying to talk about. But yeah, let me acknowledge everyone that is joining us here. Gunnar, I've already talked about you. Edushet, also you too. Big up to you. And then big up to who do we have here? Jose Agbo. I think Jose Agbo is the name. Well, let me see what Gunnar said. Gunnar said Chelsea was a better team in the first half and should have won the game. Zakaria impressed me a lot. Top performance. Absolutely. Yesterday was Zacharia's second top performance that I've ever seen him play. I'm not a fan of Zakaria because I want to see more consistent from him, but I think he has a little bit to learn. His first touch is a little bit off. But then if he learns to keep the first touch, the ball close to him, he will go places. And the way he turns around and progress with the ball is something that we always want to see Jorginho do the same thing, but he doesn't. We don't get that from Jorginho. So I was very impressed in how Zacharias' movement, his body movement was outstanding yesterday. So I'm very happy to see Zachariah perform the way he performed. And thank you, Gunnar, for watching that game and making sure you saw something good. So there's positives out of the game yesterday. Good morning, Edu said. Good morning to you, my brother. Let me know where you're watching us from, Eddie, and then Josie. I think Josie is the name. Let me know where you're watching us from, so I can shout out the country and then the continent in the whole. He said Sterling didn't have any injury. I haven't get the update yet, but then I would like you to share the insight, whatever you have, whatever information you have, and let us know the link so we can all read it together. So I'm sure he couldn't continue because I saw he was not he was struggling. So the best way to avoid a long term injury is to get yourself out, let somebody else come in and replace you because it's a teamwork and it's not all about you. So if the doctors set you up so you're good to go, then you'll be in contention to play the next game. So it's a wise decision that he took to get out of the game, get him assessed because he felt something. If you're not careful, hamstring. I used to be a 100-meter runner and 200 meters runner. I had an hamstring which I hide it because at that time when I was running in college, they wouldn't have the best of a medical best of physios to check us out. So I felt I could be good. So on the day of competition, I went in, I took off within like a minute of running. I think a couple of seconds of running, I felt it, and then it threw me up because the muscles right behind your thigh, the hamstring becomes very tight. You cannot even stretch your leg. It becomes very very tight. If it just like a muscle pull, it's just the way that's how it looks like. I'm telling you because I felt it. So when a player felt that way, the best thing is let the physios know what's going on and they can assess you. So it was the right decision for him to. Oh, thank you very much. He's from the UK. I'm sure you are a Chelsea fan. Thank you very much. Guys, we're trying to build a very very strong community over here. So if you're UK, you have the voice and you want to be part of our panel here, do not hesitate. You can follow me on Blue Clouds Media. I got lots of followers there. You can follow us, you can direct message me, and then you be part of our discussions over here. We got more, we got one of them also. So yeah, shout out to you that are watching us from the UK, and share our video on any platform that you found yourself. It's very, very important. And get engaged. Let us know what you think of the game yesterday and give us more link. Let me know why you think that Sterling wasn't in. It says Sterling didn't have any injury. Let us know why you think so. Because from what I was watching from here, he suffered some kind of an injury, and it's the best thing I said for him to get out. So check Discord for the link for update news. Didn't have time to read it while I was at work. Oh yeah, yeah. I have a Discord also over there. But then the best way you can get more of the news that I put up would be on Twitter, because Discord right now is just a group where I put it. If you're not part of the group, you won't get the news. But then if you are with on the Twitter page, follow me on Twitter, you get most of my news. Also, as you guys also get more of the news from maybe Ben Jacobs or Fabrizio or some other outlets. But we here, because of the content that we create, we dip into lots of presenters and journalists to get more information for the channel. So yeah, thank you everyone that is here. We move on to, like I was saying, we saw lots of promises. The first half was amazing. I saw lots of performance from Louis Hall. Louis Hall did very very well. Also, Zakaria was outstanding. I want to see consistent performance from Zakaria. Zakaria performed very well. It means that we don't have to panic so much. We can go with the rest of the season without having Jorginho be in that position. But I know Zakaria can play all the game. Definitely Jorginho will come in, but when we need help, we can rely on Zakaria. He needs much more playing time. I'm very happy that he's playing. And just like I said, Ryan also said the same thing. So there are positives. And then if imagine we have 10 starting 11 players, 10 starting 11 players. Yesterday game they could not finish. 20 minutes, just like Ryan said, Ryan Sterling was off. Ryan Sterling and who? There were two players that were off in 20 minutes. Ryan, can you remind me of the second player who was off in the second minute? Uh, Baby Rank can't hear me. I know two players were off in the second in the 20th minute. I can't remember. I know I can remember only Raheem Sterling at this moment.
Yeah, Raheem Sterling and Pulisic.
Raheem Sterling and Pulisic. Thank you very much, Ryan. Raheem Sterling and Pulisic. So those two players were off. So we were talking about Raheem Sterling, Pulisic, Reece James, Ben Chilwell. Who else? Reece James, Ben Chilwell. Who else are on the injury list? We have Mendy also on the injury
Fafana,
list. Fafana also on the injury list. We got three more players.
Kante.
Kante on the injury list. We got two more to go. Um, we got almost about 10 players on the injury list. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kante. We
they're
got
saying that basically you have like you can make an 11 out of the
starting
players that are
11.
injured.
Yeah,
You can make a team. It's incredible. It's
yeah. Ruben
unprecedented.
Loftus-Cheek. Yeah, Broja. Absolutely, I got it. Thank you very much, Mo. Thank you very much. Moja's brother Reza, Broja, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. All these players were injured, and at that time, I was just trying to Sajo, shout out to you. It's nice to see you here and joining the stream. Sajo, let me know where you're watching us from. He said, watching from Trinidad and Tobago. Big up to you, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, nice place, nice place to be. I think I know one player that I know very well. That I think two players or more than two players. I know Shaka Hislov coming from Trinidad and Tobago, and then I know the legendary um what's his name? He played for Manchester United. This black dude, very very good player. I think he was a striker. Um, Ryan, do you remember that guy? He played for Manchester United, coming from Trinidad and Tobago. Uh, can't remember his name. Dwight York. Dwight York is the name. Dwight York. Dwight York, an amazing player. He was for Manchester United. I was telling you to check the link I sent you for update. Oh, okay. You asked for, but I tag you on Twitter. List. Okay, I'll get it. I'll get it right away. Thank you very much. I'll get that link as we go on. I'll get that link. Thank you very much, also Mo, for the information. For Fana, RLC, and also Broja, all these players can make a starting 11. So yesterday game, I wasn't so upset because we were not spanked. They were defeated. We lost the game just and one goal, which we should have done better. I don't know what Cucurella was doing. Cucurella was sleeping, and then even Kepa should have done well. I should have done better, but I wouldn't say Kepa was that bad yesterday. He was still good, but then goalkeepers definitely let one in. We couldn't keep a clean sheet, but then Mo, if you have time, I want you to join us. I was supposed to have someone else here, but unfortunately, the person is not joining us. I want someone who can tell us a little bit more about Gianluca Vieira in his days with Chelsea Football Club. Since you've been attached to the football club for quite a long time, you might have some insight idea because I haven't been to Stamford Bridge to watch a game before. But then I've watched Chelsea live, played in different continents. But then if you have watched the legend play and you have a little bit of time, let me know. I will send you the link. Come over here and tell the viewers of how great the legend was in his days at Chelsea Football Club. So we're gonna move on to Raheem Sterling, as it says, it's stated over here on my things that I put together. It's too soon to know the extent. Raheem was the first action in the game, a strange one, and then well, as it says, I think it's a back heel. He suffered from a back heel, but we don't know how long he could be out. Pulisic also. Fingers crossed, it's not too late. This is from Graham Potter. So we'll be talking about Jamie O'Hara, the statement what Jamie O'Hara says. His former Tottenham Hotspur's midfielder via Talk Sports. Yeah, is always on Chelsea. You're telling me 10th position in the table is acceptable. It's not acceptable for Chelsea. Weak, soft. Where's Chelsea's leaders? Where are your state at this moment? This is what former Tottenham Hotspur's Jamie O'Hara made of Chelsea. The gap between the top four after 3 wins against Chelsea. Manchester City have closed the gap. Only 5 points now within Manchester City and then also Arsenal Football Club. I yesterday I said I want Chelsea to win so they can have the confidence and start their season again. But then I also want Manchester City to win that game to close the gap on Arsenal. So because I don't want Arsenal to win the Premier League. Yeah, Mo said that I would love to, but I'm watching Iraq playing in the Gulf Cup at the moment. Okay, I understand. Big up to Mo, and then hope Iraq. Here over here we call it Iraq, but I know someone around Europe you call it Iraq. Iraq. I hope they win, and then we'll be very happy. So Ryan, Chelsea on the tenth position in the Premier League. Where that where do you think they should be at this point in time? I know you say they deserve there because of the so many injuries. But let's talk Chelsea, 10th in the Premier League, right? And Ryan, before we start the transfer
Yeah,
news
unfortunately,
that we
that's
have.
there's an expression, Zion. The league table never lies. So tenth is, as painful as it is for Chelsea fans to process and accept, but that's where Chelsea deserves to be right now. They're not a consistent team. They have a new manager, new players, injured players. So um, it's they don't have the ingredients right now to really be challenging for top four, and challenging to win the Premier League. But as I mentioned before, fans need to be patient. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon when it comes to domestic football. And you can't just look at one season in isolation. You have to look at season after season. Chelsea have had so much success. They've won countless Premier Leagues, European trophies. They can afford to have a blip. But it's more a question of ensure that they're doing the right things, taking the appropriate steps for rebuilding the club and becoming competitive again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the link that I123 Love You was sharing with me over here, and he said, "This is the update. This is the update on Mason Mount, Raheem Sterling, Pulisic, Chelsea injury." So I think the link is coming from one Football London, and it says over here, Graham Potter has been handed three huge blow ahead of Chelsea's second clash with Manchester City in a couple of days. The Premier League champions are set to welcome the Blues to the Etihad Stadium on Sunday, January 8th, as they lock horns for a place in the FA Cup fourth round. Mason Mount pick up his knock ahead of the Premier League tie against Pep Guardiola's side on Tuesday evening, and therefore missing the fixture. Then the Londoners lost Raheem Sterling and Christian Pulisic to injury just minutes into the first half. So I'm just trying to. I don't want to rig the whole entire thing. It's too much to read. Okay, with Christian Pulisic, Christian Pulisic came on the first half. I'm trying to find what the injury pertained. What is I'm not really well. Well, as we go on, if I get what is the main point is, if I'll let you guys know, if he's gonna be out for 1 week, 2 months, whatever it states over there, I'll let you guys know as we discuss. We discuss the injuries. So yeah, guys, stay tuned and don't move, and don't forget that I'll bring you the latest news. Okay, Ryan, let's talk about some transfer news over here. PSG has put Neymar Jr. up for sale as per what's his name? Fichars and Express. That's what they call themselves. I'm not so sure how credible they are, but then it's stated over there PSG has put Neymar up for sale. What do you make of this rumor?
Yeah, this is just the ongoing transfer saga, isn't it? So
Yeah.
um, we're just always hearing
It,
rumors and that he might be leaving. He wants to leave. He's not happy with the uh, player power situation, wages, etc. So it's hard to know whether you can read any truth into it. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't think PSG would try to sell him mid-season. I don't think they can benefit by doing that. So
Yeah,
no, I don't think it's credible, and I expect him to stay at PSG,
yeah.
especially given they're halfway through a Champions League season.
Yeah, I was just trying to find out the some more information on it, and this is what Yahoo Sports is giving me. Says the rumors has it PSG put Neymar up for sale with 50 million price to tempt Premier League trial. So this is what Yahoo PSG Paris Saint Germain are regularly top transfer speculations with plenty of decisions around Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi recently. But Neymar is another who has linked with the move away from Paris Saint Germain in the past, having been with PSG since 2017. So I mean, there are rumors, but then I'm not sure. 50 million could be the price tag for Neymar. It's definitely not going to be 50 million. If you're going to get Neymar at this time, it's definitely going to be 100 million. Although his age, I think he's getting close to 30, right? Or 31.
Yeah, he's getting close to 30. He might actually be 30 years old.
Yeah. If you consider how much Eden Hazard went to Real Madrid for, there's no way you can buy Neymar for just a 50 million price tag on him. It's definitely going to be more than that.
Most definitely, I agree.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on from Neymar speculations, and then also the guy that would news will not fade away from the transfer window this January is Mikhail Modric. Mikhail Modric to Chelsea. Chelsea are hopefully of beating Arsenal to Mikhailo Modric after holding a positive talk with Shakhtar. Um, we had this conversation yesterday, and then it's coming out again. This is as reported by the Guardian. So Guardian are also a very credited newspaper. So what do you make of Mr. Ryan? What do you make of this Michael thing? I don't think Chelsea are looking for wingers now, but what is this something that we should keep our fingers crossed on it?
It's certainly something Chelsea fans should keep an eye on. But based on the sources and the stories I've been reading, Arsenal are still the front runners. But it's uncertain whether a deal can be struck in January. Um, the Benfica are quite rigid and stubborn in terms of they want the transfer uh,
No, this is
release
Shakhtar
clause met.
Donetsk. Shakhtar.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and yeah.
you,
So
you said
Arsenal have.
Benfica. You said
Sorry,
Benfica.
did I say
Yeah,
Benfica? Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Shakhtar Donetsk. Yeah, they're very stubborn and firm. They want the release clause met.
yeah,
Arsenal tried to uh, structure a deal, where they pay in installments. Um, the player clearly wants to join Arsenal, so
yeah.
Chelsea fans can keep an eye on it. But like you said, it's not a transfer priority for them. They need to be
Absolutely.
focusing on the midfield and the defense.
Mhm. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Ryan. Like I said, it's not a transfer priority for Chelsea, but Chelsea wouldn't mind getting involved into this transfer saga because what the reason why I said that is players are moving away from the Ukrainian league because we all know what is going on in Ukraine at this moment. They've lost lots of players freely, and this guy is the player that is hot in the market at this moment, and they don't want to lose him for free. Definitely, Mikhailo Modric guy will be moving this January. So whatever the Shakhtar wants to get for this guy, they're trying to create a very big bidding war between these Premier League clubs because they know the Premier League teams have money, but they don't want to sell Mikhailo for free. I mean, cheap. Definitely, he will go. I see him going away for a little over 60 million, but it's been said they want 100 million. But Chelsea don't want to pay that much money. I'm sure they're probably talking about 60 million, but I know Arsenal have also upped their bid, where Fabrizio Romano also tweeted earlier on that Arsenal have upped their bid on the Michaelo's transfer. So we'll see. We'll keep you guys updated on that too. Every day we'll be looking on updates on Michaelo transfer saga. So guys, keep finger crossed. We could see something happening. Guys, do not please. We got 9 likes at this moment. We could do much better. At some point we got 15 of us watching, but we never get the like that we're supposed to. Okay, thank you very much, Ryan. Ryan got to run some errors at this moment, so yeah, thank you very much, Ryan. Take very good care of yourself, and then we'll catch you guys again. We'll catch you again. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Real Joao Felix situation. Joao Felix with Manchester United, as has been reported earlier on. Um, Relevo have reported Relevo. I'm not so sure about Relevo, but they reported this news earlier on today. As they said, Manchester United are willing to offer a loan fee of 4 million instead of the 10 million, as is being stated in the papers earlier on. As Atletico Madrid are waiting for 4 million for Joao Felix, and Manchester United are willing to pay 4 million for the player, and then we'll take him. You take Joao Felix salary for the rest of the campaign. So if they get Joao Felix, it means that they have to pay 4 million for just literally 6 months, 6 months till summer, and I don't get it. That's a lot of money for a lone player. That's a lot of money. But if they want to offer, 4 million, it's up to Manchester United. Arguably, they're one of the best um, um, you can talk about the richest team in the world. They are part of it, so they have enough of money to be able to pay 4 million for Joao Felix. So if you're a Manchester United fan, that is the news that is going on for Joao Felix. Also, we're gonna talk about the Axel Disasi to um Axel Disasi to Manchester United. Man U again in the news. I know I was told earlier on a couple stream that I did, Manchester United don't have the money to go in and buy an outright player. What they can afford at this moment is to just go in, they go into the market, and they can afford loan deals. Why? Because Manchester United will be put up for sale. It's already been put up for sale, but they're looking for the right buyers in the summer. So in the summer, we're gonna see Manchester United being sold. Yes, United will be sold in the summer, so they don't want to spend so much money by and bringing in players. So at this moment, for what they can afford is the loan deals. So they don't have to, the owners don't have to end up selling. I mean, bringing out so much money for new players because they won't be there with them. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and talk about this player, Axel Disasi. We saw this player played very well in the World Cup. Right-footed player, right center back footed player. He scored a couple goals. We're gonna look into it. Good player. If he's able to make it to Manchester United, what does it make for Manchester United? Let me share that with you guys real quick, and let me know what United fans are thinking. This guy is the one we are talking about. I think Axel Disasi, big tall player. I think his height is 190 meters. Very tall player. And then we look at his statistics. Look at his stats, and his price tag is only 25 million euro. 25 million euro. When you break it down to the dollar, you're talking about 30 million. So we saw him play. He's a very, very good player. Not so good, but then he with experience, with much more experience in the Premier League, AS Monaco is where he plays for. So I think that it will be a very good, to replace um um what's his name? Varane. We know Varane can't play a whole season. He suffers so much injury. So having this guy in there can help. You guys, there's no way Manchester United favors Maguire anymore. So Maguire is not there. We have Lindelof also another problem with Lindelof. He's not being favored by Eric Ten Hag. So there's a way that United can bring this guy in, 30 million pounds, maybe it'll be 20 million. I think it's supposed to be 20 million if you convert it to the dollar, because the euro is a little bit more heftier than the dollar. So when you move it to the dollar, you're talking about 20 million. So 25 million pounds, 25 million euro. It's a fair deal for a player of his stature. He can come in and do a very, very good job without a doubt. And I believe if you guys get this guy, it will be a very good player for you. And look at his statistics also. Over here, 2022, 2023, he's played 17 matches for his club side, Monaco. He has 1 goal, assist 3. So he's a guy that can give an assist. He's also good disciplinary. He hasn't have any red card. His disciplinary records are very good. He hasn't have any red card at this moment. So let's look at that. And then also we can United can get a very good deal from this guy. He's played also 3 matches for he's played 3 matches in the World Cup. So yeah, he's a player that United can look into. Good player. He's a good player. I watch him play all the French games. So I saw him play 3 games and he was good. He was good all the way to the finals. He was good. So I think United can make something good uh, out of him. So we're gonna move on to I also have here January Tottenham and West Ham also interested in the player. Tottenham are also interested in this player. That'll be, but he might prefer to go to Manchester United or maybe Tottenham Hotspur. I'm not sure about West Ham United and where they are on the Premier League. Firmino to Barcelona link. Roberto Firmino also, as per Daily Mail. Daily Mail recorded this today. Barcelona want to sign Liverpool Roberto Firmino. Roberto Firmino is not getting much time, but then for now, he's playing because of Liverpool has so many injuries. So yeah, you can give support to Roberto Firmino. If people don't even know the reason why Salah, Ryan even said it the other time that we had our stream. Ryan said it. Salah, and then also I think Salah and Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane, this guy, Firmino compliments a lot to their success at Liverpool. Lots of the goals Salah was scoring, lots of the goals that Mane was scoring. They were good, all right, but Roberto Firmino were able to link up very well with Sadio Mane on the left hand side and Mo Salah on the right hand side. So he's a very good player. When I talk about the technical eye, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 passes, he is good at that. So if it's going to move for Barcelona, I'm not sure if Barcelona can buy this guy. Excuse me, because I know Barcelona, they don't have that much money to buy new players, but then they've shown in the past and present that there's so many things that they can do to buy players. They can rent their stadium out to buy players. They can do a whole lot, guys. They can do a lot to buy players. Real Madrid are also plotting a move of Ibrahima Kanate, according to Kato, I think, wasn't it? Kafto side, another newspaper that brought this link up. Real Madrid are plotting a move for Ibrahim Kanate. Ibrahim Kanate, he's not a bad player, Ibrahim Kanate, good player. Real Madrid wants the best players in the world. So every player that they can find, Real Madrid will get him. Ibrahim Kanate being linked to Real Madrid. Benfica coach on Enzo. If you watch the thumbnail I put up, he says Chelsea are disrespectful. They are leaving the player crazy. So I don't know if he's going to be in the starting lineup. Enzo is not playing well because his mindset, he wants to move away from Benfica. He wants, was it Benfica? Yeah, he wants to move away from the club to join Chelsea. But day one, like I stated yesterday's stream, Benfica won 87 million up front with 3 players. That is what Chelsea are suggesting to do. From what I know was Hakim Ziyech was going to be a part of the package. Then these 2 long players, 2 players that Chelsea just signed, which is Detro Fofana and also Santos, those 2 players will be going on loan at Benfica to help them out. Then they could be able to get their man with 87 million upfront. I don't know what you guys think about this deal. Is it a deal that Chelsea should go in for? Do you guys support this deal? But then, in a way, that's what they want. They want that huge money up front because Chelsea was going to split the money up into 3 years, 3 seasons, which was going to be 36 million every season. So 36, 36, 36, and they will be done without payment. But because they don't want to be affected with the financial fair play rule. So if they break it down, it doesn't affect them. But if they put that huge sum up to get Enzo Fernandez, it will be they will be going against the financial fair play rule because they've brought a couple of players in. Chelsea have signed um Badishia. Chelsea have signed Badishia. Chelsea have paid money for Santos. Chelsea have also paid money for Fafana. So 3 players already that are in the window. 3 players already that are in the window. We are even in the earliest stages of the transfer window, and they've signed 3 players. So if they're able to add Enzo to it, that makes 4 players. So that would be a lot of money. And then they don't want to go against the financial fair play rule. So they're trying to manage this thing. Uh, they're trying to use strategy to be able to get Enzo Fernandez strategically. That's why they brought in Christopher Vivale to be able to help the team get the right deal for the right players. Main reason for Chelsea: poor form, change of manager, or injuries. That's what we're going to talk about. Main reason: one could be change of manager because once you bring in a new manager, you're talking about a new manager bounce back. We saw that happen 9 games. Chelsea were on top of their game. But then after we hit, there's so many rumors as the dressing room has been divided into two. One players that support Graham Potter and the other party that support uh, um, Thomas Tuchel. I'm not sure that is true because if it is not healthy for a dressing room. Also, secondly, a coach changing of the coaches can also play uh, a huge factor in why Chelsea are not playing very well. Secondly, also the number of players that have gone through injury are way too many for Chelsea to be able to be performing good. Yesterday game alone, players that were out can make a starting 11. 10 players. 10 players, and I did mention them. Now, try as much as if I can remember all of them again. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was out of yesterday's game. If he was there, it would have been a helping hand to the team. Ruben was out. Armando Broja was out too. Christian Pulisic, Raheem Sterling, those two were out in the first 20 minutes. 2 players, starting 11. All these players that I'm talking about, they were all players that can start for Chelsea. Starting 11 players. Edouard Mendy was out. That is 5. Edouard Mendy was out. Now we're going to talk about Fafana. We're going to talk about Reece James. We're going to talk about Ben Chilwell. We're going to talk about who else again did I talk about? So some more. So 2 more left. That makes 10 players that were out that starts for Chelsea in any time. So the academy players, we saw Mario Atchison came on, and with time he can play much better. We saw what Kai Havertz was doing, which he could have affected the game very well, but he was taking the ball away instead of progressing with the ball. What is wrong with Kai Havertz? I don't like criticizing players, but sometimes certain things that you have to point your fingers at. Kai Havertz should have done much, much more better than he did yesterday. So academy players, Chukwemeka came on. He performed very, very well. We saw Luis Hall also on the left-hand side, outstanding performance, playing against the best, arguably the best team or first, second best team in the world, Manchester City, the Premier League champions. They are the current Premier League champions, and you have these young guys playing against them, and they perform very well, very, very well in the first half. So, kudos to the young lads that played very, very well yesterday. And also, I want to say shout out to Zakaria. Zakaria was outstanding. I want to see more performance from Zakaria. These are the reason why we're Chelsea. So that's the answer. Why the reason behind Chelsea's poor performance in the Premier League? Change of managers, lots of injuries, and then lack of game time for certain players like Zakaria, and also this Moroccan international Hakim Ziyech. So if these players get much more time with the Premier League side, Chelsea, they should be able to start performing well. Graham Potter have to trust in these players. I'm not sure what these players, the kind of performance they're putting up during training ground or training section, but then like I've said earlier on, there are some players that perform very, very well during training ground routine, and also they perform very well, but during game time, match day time, when you give them an opportunity, they can perform. There are players like that. There are players that can perform very, very well on match time, but when you go to during training section, they don't perform well. And I know one of them was Eric Cantona. Eric Cantona would not give you his best during training section, but put him in a game, big games, he will perform. Eric Cantona will perform for you. That's why he's always a trouble maker. Thoughts of Mikhail Modric to Chelsea. Like I said, Ryan also said earlier on, Mikhail Modric is not a priority for Chelsea. But if Chelsea wants to dig in, because now we have so many injuries, we have Christian Pulisic who just went off yesterday, and he who plays at the left hand side. Who else plays in the left hand side? We have Raheem Sterling also who went off in the game, who plays in the left hand side as a winger. Mikhailo Modric is a winger. It's not a priority for Chelsea. But if Chelsea wants to get in and be able to have much more big squad depth like Manchester City have, look at what happened in the game. Who should go in and break the lines? They said, okay, we're gonna make changes in the second half. They brought in um Jack Grealish, and that little guy, that young academy boy, something I think Williams, so I'm not sure, for Manchester City, with that puffy hair. It was very difficult to mark this boy. He was everywhere. He was running everywhere. You cannot mark him. He was outstanding yesterday, make it very difficult for Chelsea to play out. So that is what we're looking for. We're looking for a scary bench. So I don't have a problem if Todd Bowley think he has some money and he can play his way out without having any financial rule affecting him. I would say, why not? Go for it. Go for Mikhail Modric and bring him to the football club, because it will help the team going forward. When you have so many injuries, we know who we can rely on. We know who we can call from the bench to come and help out. And from what I've seen from him, I haven't watched the whole entire game of Mikhail Modric. But then the little clip, I don't want to judge players and think they're so good based on YouTube clips. But then sometimes you can go ahead and judge players based on what you see. Mikhail Modric can drive the ball. He's very good. He can take players on his flicks, his antics. He's skillful. He's a baller. So I don't think it will be. I know it will be. There will be nothing wrong with it if Chelsea should get in there and get that player. If he's able to join Arsenal, to be honest with you, he will make Arsenal title challenge very easy for them Arsenal to win it. So if Chelsea want him, they have to go for that guy. If Arsenal gets that guy, I'm telling you, it's secure. They win. They'll win the trophy. They'll win the champ. I mean, they'll win the Premier League. Big up to Joseph. Joseph said, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Joseph. Let me know where you're watching us from and what come to the stream. If you get in here, don't forget to like the video and also keep your bell notification icon active. It's very, very important. So when I go live, will be able to get my stream. You're gonna get notification from me. But if you don't keep it active, there's no way you can get anything from me at all. So keep your bell notification icon active. It's very, very important. We got 20 of us watching the stream at this moment, but we have only 8 likes. We can do better, guys. We can do better. Throw your likes on the video so we can get. That is how the channel grows. The more likes you guys put on the video, and the more you share the video on your platform, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you find yourself, it helps the channel grow. So more Chelsea fans can get to know this platform. We talk a lot of Chelsea news, and we talk a lot of sports news in general. As of now, I've talked about Modric to Chelsea. I've talked about Axel Disasi, the tall right centre back for French national team that plays for Monaco. His price tag is, I think, it's around 25 million euro. I've also talked about him. I've talked about the legendary Gianluca Vialli leaving the Chelsea living as football fans, and then Chelsea fans are mourning and then the whole entire world are mourning, and lots of tributes have been sent to Gianluca Vialli. So I'm gonna say, guys, I've said a lot. I've talked a lot about Chelsea. I'm even wrapping up in the transfer news. Let me say what he said. Jose said Italy, Italy. I'm sure you can understand me very well. Else one day we meet together, and you teach me how to speak Italian, you speak how to teach Italy Italian language. I love it. I love it because I have I know players that are coming from there, and when they speak the language, it's very, very, very interesting. I hope one day I can learn how to speak the language, Italian language. I love it. It's not. Also, I'm also bilingual. I like to learn so many different languages. I speak 7 languages at this moment. Seven, yeah, 7. So let's get more. Joseph said, greasy. What does it mean? Grazy. What does it mean, Joseph? Let's have a conversation here. So yeah, I've talked about Mikhail Modric situation to Chelsea fight, and as Chelsea are in. Thoughts on Roger comment on Enzo Fernandez signing. This. I agree with what Roger said. That's the conversation. Definitely, a player has to move from one place to the other because Enzo Fernandez was being moved from River Plate in Argentina to um, Benfica. So if there was a conversation between the club, your club, and River Plate, right now there's a conversation between his agent and then Enzo Fernandez. So is Enzo Fernandez is confused and he wants to move away, and that is the reason why Roger said Chelsea is disrespecting Benfica. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's disrespecting them. We did not convince the player. The player had a very, very good performance in the World Cup, and he's very young. And we think Chelsea think they can get this player to help them in the okay, okay. It means thank you too, thank you. I don't know how to say that in Spanish. So grazy. I'm sure that's what it is. Grazy means thank you. I know gracias in Spanish. That's what I know. Gracias and a couple more. Um, merci in French. So yeah, I don't know about Italian, but once I get to have more Italian friends, I'll get to know the language because I'm very smart when you talk about language. I grab it a bit more easier for me than any other thing. So yeah, I think Roger comment. I don't think it's a fair comment because one way or the other, Enzo will definitely find himself in a top club, a club that is capable of winning Champions League, a club that is capable of winning big trophies in Europe. So Roger, please come again, come again, because we did not come over. Chelsea did not meet Enzo on one. They met with his agent and say, "Hey, your player was outstanding." No one knew Enzo Fernandez until he went to the World Cup. He came up from the bench and he had an outstanding tournament. So yeah, there's always a chance for someone to talk to a player if they're interested in him. That is why they play football, to be able to make money, to take care of themselves and take care of their family. So if Chelsea is willing to offer him a big, huge salary, there shouldn't be any reason why for the player to get confused and say, "Okay, I want to join Chelsea because there's opportunity for me to win Champions League. There are opportunities for me to win trophies, domestic trophies, and on and on and on. And also, I get more money for myself. Even though if I don't win any trophy, I can still get good salary every month coming in and live a nice lifestyle in London. Who don't want to live in London? Enzo Fernandez wants to live in London, just like David Luiz um, and the other players, Willian and all the guys who tell you they want to live in London because the lifestyle in London is very, very good. So I think you know the comment made by Roger is not the best, but then we can move on with that. That is what I have, guys. If you have any other question, send it in and let's talk about it. If not, if you don't have any other news there, then we can call it a day because I've been speaking for an hour 14 minutes now. We got a few more minutes before I end the stream, so send your comments in and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me know where you're also watching me from. I have one from Italy. I have Gunnar who is in Australia. I have more from England, and I have another Italian, Joseph from Italian. Shout out to you, Joseph. You're a legend. You're a good person. Thank you very much. And also share our video. Put the likes on it. Put a like on the video. We have 9 likes in the moment. We have 14 people watching. Guys, let me know what you think. Let me see what the poll says at this moment. The poll. I have you would like to I have the poll. The poll just said 68% of the people would like to see Modric, and then 32% of the people don't want it. But let me end the poll and see how many people that voted. I hope I can see that. Okay, we have 28 votes. 28 votes. 28 votes, and then people said 67. Like I said, say yes. 32 said no out of the 28 votes. So thank you guys that showed any interest in this signing. Thank you all for being here. Like I said, I'm always gonna leave a tribute behind 2 legends that left us this year. We did not move on with legendary Pele, the one that, you know, I would say invented football, not the game, but then he brought the football into the limelight. Legendary Pele. Pele is right there. So, and then also this morning, may his soul rest in peace. Gianluca Vialli left us very sadly. So may his family have peace, and then may everyone. Thank you. The last person that just put a like on, I want to say thank you very, very much. And then it means a lot to the platform as we head towards 2K, and the target by the end of February, we should be able to get our 2K subscription, 2K subscribers, and that will help the channel grow a lot. So thank you everyone. Lil Desperandos, like I said, hang on to hope and don't do what I want to do. And I'll leave you guys with some few tributes of legends that passed this year. So we start with the Pele. Enjoy it, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV.